Welcome back to the County Corner. This is Stephen Aquario. I'm joined with Mark Levine, the Deputy Director at the New York State Association of Counties. We're talking about shared services. We've talked about, Mark, on this program over the years. The last segment we had back some time ago was with John Signer, the president of the Capital District Regional Off-Track Betting Corporation. We talked about sports betting. We talked about ways that the state and the federal government now interact with each other, share services, if you will, enable each level of government to do what they do best. And this year, the state of New York required its local governments to share services, or at least have this discussion about why do we have all these trucks? Are they important? If they are important, explain that why they're important. And so local governments in 2017 have spent the spring and the summer discussing shared services and how we could do more together at the local level. Can you talk a little bit about, as we close out 2017, how was the shared services program at the state of New York enacted into law this year? What was the outcome? What did we learn going through this program?
That's right, Steve. In the budget, in the 2017-18 state budget, the governor and the state lawmakers passed legislation that required counties to convene all of the local elected leaders, the towns, the cities and the village mayors and town supervisors, all convene at the county level to talk about how they could share services, consolidate functions, do joint purchasing and things like that. And it was a short time frame. From April 1st to October, they had to come up with plans and submit those plans to the Division of Budget, the State Division of Budget. 34 counties submitted plans in October to the Division of Budget, saving approximately $200 million. Most of that savings came from one program, a Nassau County Water Program, for $128 million. The other counties came in the difference, which was about $70 million. And there's expected to be an annual savings from these programs of between $50 and $70 million. So it was successful convening of all these local governments together and demonstrated to the public and to the state lawmakers that local governments could work together. We have been working together. We have been sharing services for many years. This was a state-directed formalization of sharing those services.
Are there barriers that are in law right now in state government as these governments came together, towns and counties? Did they discover that there were barriers towards achieving property tax savings or efficiencies at the local level?
Probably the largest barrier that we saw or we see is health insurance consortiums. 25 of the 34 plans that were submitted talked about wanting to convene or start health insurance consortiums to save money. Insurance is, the more lives that you're covered in insurance, the more savings there is. So counties want to work with towns and cities and villages within their counties to broaden their base of health insurance coverage. And there's been a barrier for doing that over the past couple of years. And we're working with the state and we're working with our counties to try to tear down some of those barriers. And we hope that in 2018, some of those barriers will come down and the counties that want to begin these health insurance consortiums can do that.
Why should the citizens of New York care about health care consortiums? It seems like we hear that word an awful lot lately about health care. Federal programs, the Affordable Care Act, otherwise known as Obamacare, lots of health insurance programs going around that people are talking about and we read about in the newspapers. Why should the citizens care about what you are talking about here, sort of local government health care consortiums? Does it have an impact on them?
Well, health insurance is one of the costliest parts of government.
It's a taxpayer savings is what you're referring to.
So there's a taxpayer savings, but health insurance overall for all of us is an expensive proposition. So when we're talking about employer health insurance, we're talking about counties, the state of New York, counties, cities, villages, towns, all have to pay premium toward health insurance for their employees. So the more employees we can cover at a less amount of money, the more savings there will be for taxpayers. So we're talking about, in this case, taxpayer savings. We're not talking about less coverage or anything like that. What we're talking about mainly is driving the cost of insurance down.
Okay, so Shared Services 101. We are concluding this year, 2017. We've had some success. You've mentioned a couple of $100 million. That's a lot of money that's been proposed to be saved by these plans in these participating counties and local governments, 34 counties. As we go into 2018, that's just not very far from now. We'll be right into 2018. What do we expect to see with shared services laws in New York State?
Well, counties had 2017 to submit. 34 counties submitted in 2017. So those counties that did not submit plans in 2017 have 2018. They will have to submit plans in 2018. So we'll have 23 counties submitting plans in 2018. We expect that the governor and legislative leaders will try to make this a permanent part of local government. There's been calls by the Senate Majority Leader and the governor and other entities suggesting that these should be permanent panels. So we expect that there will be discussion at the state level to make countywide shared service panels a permanent law.
Well, oftentimes, Mark, the use of local government can drive the best policies, very innovative form of government, very close to the people. Hopefully off-track betting and expanding the use of these off-track betting corporations can also be factored into some of these shared services. One of the best examples we have of shared services is an off-track betting corporation serving multiple counties. In this particular case, 17 counties are served through the Capital District Regional Off-Track Betting Corporation. Hopefully, this corporation can be part of these future successful efforts.
That's right, Steve. What we're talking about is ways that counties can generate revenue. That's what happens with the OTB. We're trying to deliver the best possible programs and services to citizens at the lowest possible cost. We are a high tax state. We need to reduce the amount of taxes at the local level. And all of these things, the revenue generated by OTBs, the shared service panels, they're all intended to lower the cost of government and increase revenues so that we can continue to deliver high quality programs to our citizens.
I'd like to thank Mark Levine for joining us today at the County Corner. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve.